Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Balboa. In this video, I'll be doing another Shuudan video because it is the most request content for me to be doing right now. And out of all the last few games that I've been doing, honestly, it's been doing the best. And a lot of people in the Discords have been asking for more content. So this video will be a specialty and personality tier list, as I haven't been seeing anyone doing one on other channels or even talking about it really. And a lot of people have been asking in the Discord. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so the way that I'm going to do this is actually going to be in the Trello because it has everything here and I don't have to complicate everything. But yeah, I'll go over the personalities first and then I'll be going over specialties. And anything that currently doesn't do anything, I'm not going to be ranking. So things like controversy, I won't be ranking because they just don't do anything right now. So the first one I'll be talking about for personality is going to be actually sore loser. The reason why this one is so hit or miss is because it's very reliant if you suck pretty much. So the worse you are, the more likely you should use sore loser. Because whenever you are losing a game, you will gradually increase your stats over a period of time. So if you know that you're going to win the match every single time and you're just like really good, then I don't recommend going for this. But if you are a bit on the worse side, then go ahead and use this. It should work out perfectly fine for you. Rational thinker is good if you're going for control, but honestly, control is not one of the main stats that you should focus anyways. So I would say this one's like only if you're going for like a pure botchura build or something. And this one's very situational and I just don't recommend it. Greed is the next one. It gives the abilities. Greed is the next one. It gives the ability to steal from teammates, but you can already slide and steal from teammates. So this is probably like the one that I least recommend. Because the only way that you would ever want this one is if you plan to steal from your teammates from the start, which you shouldn't be doing. So yeah, obviously I don't recommend this one. Next is Lone Wolf, and this is the one that I personally think everyone should be doing, at least for the current moment. Because whatever stat you have the highest progressed, so if you have speed the highest progressed, then it will buff it. And that just makes it really good, because whatever you have highest progressed is maximum or gets even more buffed, so it's really good. Next is temperament. Obviously only go for this if you plan on playing defensive, and even then I would just recommend Lone Wolf more because it can give you an actual important stat. Every single person that I've seen that has actually had temperament either says that it doesn't do anything, or if they claim that it does do something, they claim that it does a very tiny change. So I just don't recommend doing this either. Sportsmanship is good if you plan on passing, but if you don't plan on passing, then I don't recommend going it because that is the only thing that it does. It does increase the accuracy by a very little bit, but not enough to where it's actually something to talk about. So I mean, if you're going to be a playmaker, then yeah, I guess go for it, but Lone Wolf would still be a better option. Pressure is good for defensive builds, and it gives the ability to block shots right in front of the shooter. But like I said about temperament, like I said about greed, you can pretty much already do this. It probably just buffs it by a very little bit. So, I mean, unless if you really want to play defense, I guess you can know this. But I still don't recommend it over Lone Wolf. Controversy is going to be the next one. This one currently doesn't do anything, but once when it does do something, this one will definitely be one of the better ones because the shootings are bizarre. Probably means that it will give you like left or right. The shooting is bizarre type thing will probably give you a whole different shot selection that isn't straight shot. So obviously that's going to be a good choice. But for now, just go something else and save your spend. Ambition is going to be the next one. Obviously, for the opposite reason as sore loser, if you are always winning, then I recommend going for this one because you will receive a small stat boost. But that's pretty much all that there is to this. So out of all of them, I probably recommend going Lone Wolf the absolute most, and then Ambition. And then if you have Controversy and you have no more stat rerolls, then I guess just hold on to it until they finally update it. But yeah, the main ones I would recommend would be Lone Wolf and Ambition. And if you always find yourself in a losing side of the team, then just go sore loser. Alright, specialties is a different thing though, because it's not as easy to rank, because it's entirely based off the player's preference. But I'll just be doing them in order and then how I would personally rank them. So track star is going to be the first one that I'm done to talk about. This one automatically gives you 260 stamina, and it is the only one that automatically gives you a stat rather than just increasing the base and just increasing the maximum potential that you can have for that one stat. This one actually gives you 260 stamina off rip. Next one's going to be upper power. This one increases jump height. The only way I can recommend this is if you're going for a goalkeeper, or if your only job on the field is to block passing lanes. This one's, like I said, alright if you plan on going goalkeeper, but I don't really recommend it for any other reason. Power shoot is really good if you're going for a power build that is probably tall and not as fast. Even if you are short, you can still run this, it just won't be as good. But it is definitely one of the better ones out of what you can pick. And I highly recommend just to keep it if you get it. Bird's Eye is the next one. It gives the player the ability to see the stamina bar. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This can be useful if someone's low, but if you just see someone's full stamina, then it really won't do anything anyways. So there's kind of no point to it. Hawkeye is pretty much the same thing, but once when flow gets added, Hawkeye will be like really insane. They said that they were gonna add a bunch of stuff to it to make it really broken, but none of that's listed here, so we don't know for sure if that's gonna be added to the game. But I'll say once when flow's gonna get added, this will be really good. Speedster's the last one, and this one is, it just increases the limit of how much speed you can get. I'm pretty sure it increases it to 35 speed, which is really good if you were going for a speed build. But yeah, that's all the specialties. So now I'm going to be ranking them in my personal opinion. So personally, I think Track Star is the best one. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the one that has it. While that does make me want to pick it more, but I think out of all the specialties here, this is the one that helps you most actually in game. An average player can maybe run across the field a total of 1 time before running out of stamina. And because I have Track Star, I can run across the whole field twice and still make it to half the tort before even running out of stamina. And not only that, you can spam durable moves and a bunch of other stuff. It's really just the best one in my opinion. The next one's going to be a tie between Speedster and Power Shoot. It really just depends on what build you want. If you're going for power, then obviously you want to get Power Shoot. But if you're going for speed, then just get Speedster. But yeah, those two are definitely top 2 right now. Once when they add flow, Hawkeye will definitely be probably higher than both of those. But for now, it's just going to go 4th because you just still see the stamina bar. But it's pretty much whatever. It's pretty much just as a placeholder until flow comes out. And then Bird's Eye is the same thing, except this one won't get any flow buffs. So this one's actually probably going to go last, and then I'll put upper power in front of it. Just in case if you're a goalkeeper, upper power really does help as a GK, but it pretty much has no other use other than that. So I'm going to go back over it, the personalities and specialties. So personalities, I recommend going Lone Wolf, Ambition, or Controversy, and I only recommend Controversy if you're willing to wait until the update comes out where they finally make it do something. All these other ones are alright, like Sore Loser, if you plan on losing, then go ahead. Rational Thinker, if you want to be a dribbler, go ahead. But the one that I recommend the most is Lone Wolf and then Ambition. For specialties, I recommend Track Star the most, and then Power Shoot and Speedster, and then Hawkeye, and then Upper Power, and then Bird's Eye. But it really just depends on your build. And any of these are going to be viable in your gameplay. It's just those are the ones I recommend in that order. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tier list. My next video is either going to be a level guide or some other thing. Once when I think about it, I'll put it in the comments and you guys can vote on it yourselves. But for now, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.